Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Tuga Rc. Today on this episode we'll be doing a review on the Ftx Outback version 2. So, what can I say? What a truck. Oh yes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro. So, the Ftx Outback version 2. This thing is awesome. It goes pretty much anywhere that you want it to go. It does the same job as the big boys around. So, I'm very impressed with this little thing. But saying that, there cons. There's a few things that I would like to mention that I don't like. I personally don't like. Now, so let's move on. So here you have it. You have this one comes with which is similarly the D90 body shell, or something that looks like a D90. It does look like a decent. Oops. It does look pretty awesome. I like the look of it. By the way, before you guys judge, this is not my truck. This is my friend Steven's truck. So that's his paint job, not mine. I gotta say, I would not be too keen on glittery stuff, but it's his thing. But the body looks awesome, I gotta say, and it's nice and light, which is awesome. Now, saying that, okay, careful of that, put that on the side. Now, what I'm going to be pointing out is the bad things first. I like to point out the bad things first. And one of them starts with this motor here. Not the motor exactly, excuse me, not the motor exactly, but the way it's been set up. What I mean is, on my previous video, you possibly noticed that sometimes the truck would cut off. It was actually not cutting off. The power was still there, the steering was still turning, the lights were still on, but the motor was not turning. And we eventually found out it was dirt that was getting into the motor. And what's happening is, when you're crawling on mud or dirty water, everything that splashes from this wheel, it goes straight into there. And because it's got a little fan inside which helps cooling down the motor itself, is actually sucking in all of that dirt and those stones getting inside and jamming the motor. That was one of the problems, and that is due because the motor was basically faced forwards instead of backwards. But to solve that problem, you can put a mud guard on the side and just cover this side, and it should help prevent all of the dirt from this wheel going into there. But saying that, if this was to be the other way around, you would encounter another problem. On this side is just where this shaft is, there's this plastic cover which is for the spur gear. So underneath it there's a cut. They had to cut a little bit so they could fit this shaft there. So it left a massive opening in there for dirt and everything else to get in. So put that in mind when running on dirt and water and dirty water and mud, that dirt could get inside of that and jam your pinion and spur gear, and as well in here. So that's basically all of the bad things I have to say about this this truck. Oh, one more thing. It was 3, well, it said 2 it was together, so that was the 2 together. The third one is basically the hardware they use. They use 2mm basically for everything. 2M, I mean, screws instead of 3Ms. So the screws that hold the center gearbox in place, those are M2s. 2 on the bottom, 2 there. And the ones that hold all of those linkage are M2s as well. Focus. On the top, on the bottom, on the middle, everywhere are M2s. The ones holding this bit, I forgot the name, are M2s as well. So if you are outside crawling about, and if you need to service something, I don't know, your your gearbox, or one of your links popped out and you need to replace it, you need to be careful with those M2s, otherwise they disappear just like that. They're so small and they disappear, and that's the only thing I don't like it. And the fact they use Phillips screwdrivers everywhere. So, but that's the only 3 downsides about this truck. Now the good thing about this truck is, let's put you down, camera down. Now the good thing about this truck, and there it goes, is everything else. I know you possibly are wondering, why didn't I mention the tires or the shocks? Well, considering this truck only cost Stephen, what was it, £126 as a roller, so it doesn't get, you don't get the ESC and the receiver and the remote or the battery. And then he only got a servo and a ESC, and it cost him in total £150, and he's got a marvelous truck. It is capable of pretty much everything that you've seen or you can do with your other trucks. It's got slightly narrower, wider, a narrower wheelbase and a narrow axles as well, but that sometimes comes in handy in tighter places. So this is actually a very good truck. I like it. And do I recommend it? Yeah, obviously. I would not be doing a review and say this thing is good and not recommend it. I think it is marvelous. You can get the RTR version, which costs a little bit more, but then again, I would not get it. If you are in the hobby, I would say straight away go for the roller one. If you are new to the hobby, for me it's kind of hard to say get the RTR version, because I know what comes with it. The RTR version is, the ESC is just not up to the job. The electronics that come on it is just not up to the job. You actually better off getting the roller version, get your own ESC, your own servo and remote and receiver, and it's still possibly still be cheaper than the RTR. I'm not sure, possibly. That's just me speculating. So there it goes, guys. That's all I've got to say about this truck. I think it's a wonderful piece of kit. Just those little things that are a bit annoying, but apart from that, it's wonderful. So yeah, there it goes, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Please comment, like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Thank you very much. See you next time.